today's video, I'm going to be taking you through the controls in Lightroom, how to get going with editing your first photos in Lightroom, and I'm just going to be taking you through some of the shots that I've taken. We're going to be editing them, and I'm going to be showing you all of what the controls do basically. So, without further ado, make sure you comment what you would like to see next. Let's get into it. So, right here down on the screen you can see I've taken this picture of a Mini, and yeah, it doesn't look too bad. I think I've done a good job. The only thing that I'd have wished I'd done, the main problem with this, is that the top of the car is not in frame. Now, that is something I need to watch out for next time, because this is obviously not one of my best shots. Right, starting first on the editing side of Adobe with it's the edit icon, that's what it's called. We've got the exposure. Now this just brightens your photo and brings it down. Obviously, as you go bring your exposure up, it does bring out some grain, but on this, there isn't too bad. But if I go a lot, you can see it's quite grainy on the edges. Now, I'm just going to bring that down a tiny bit. So on the contrast, if you increase the contrast, it brings out them deep colours. If you decrease it, it kind of just makes it go a bit flat and grey. I'll show you that now. On the contrast, nice and grey. Well, I say nice, it's just a bit grey. On the adding contrast, you can see the colours are deeper and richer. Now highlights, it's obviously what it is. It's basically just the lighter parts you can increase or decrease. I don't know if I want that dim or increased. Now on shadows, basically what it is, the shadow, so it's the darker areas. I'm going to bring that down on this one just so our viewer is concentrated instantly onto the subject of the photo. Now whites, it's in the name, increases the white on it, decreases the white on it. Blacks, in the name again, blacks, decreases the blacks. As you can see, it kind of adds a little vignette that. So I'm going to leave it just a bit down. Now the colour temperature, this is set to a blue, so I might increase that to make it warmer. To be honest, it's quite nice if it's blue. Ooh, warmer colours. I do tend to go with the warmer colours most of the time. Now, all of these is basically just increasing the colours. You've got the purple and the greens. Stick that back to normal. There we go, vibrant, so you can make it black and white. Saturation is basically the same thing as well. I'm just gonna bring that down a little bit because it looks quite green. There we go. Right, so moving on. I might do it black and white, you know. Yeah, I'm sticking it in black and white for this photo. The texture, it just adds this feel to the photo. So there's none, there's the texture. It basically defines the lines. Decreasing the texture just smooths it all out, as you can see. So I'm just going to leave that around there. Clarity, it's kind of the same thing, defines the edges more, but it's more of on the light side, so it increases brings out the light in it. Dehaze, that does what it says, dehazes the photo. Vignette, obviously, that just focuses the attention on the subject. You don't want to be using that too much though, just because it can be look a bit tacky if you overuse it and use too much of it. Grain, that's also in the name, adds a lot of grain to the photo, give it that vintage feel, but I tend to keep mine shots nice and sharp. So that is the first picture done, on to the next ones. Okay, so now we've got our new picture uploaded to Lightroom. What I'm going to do on this one first is go to the crop feature instantly, because I can see that he's not directly in frame, and just there I'm going to make sure it's set to lock aspect ratio, which it is. So we're just going to zoom in a little bit on the person so that he is centered in the middle of the frame. Just make sure he's right in the middle there, and then we can get working on him. Now I might do a bit of selective colour photography with this one. So if I click on masking, I can go into this more greatly in another video. This one actually would look nice in black and white. So if I click on the subject to create a new mask, oh no, so click on the background to create a new mask, and then if you want to just head down to saturation, you can bring the saturation down, and that basically is it for the selective colour photography. That is literally it. But I'm going to go back with that and restart with it how it is, and I might just click on black and white there. Now this is not the black and white that you'd be expecting, it's very flat. So if we head down to it is down here, if we head to clarity and bring that up a bit just to bring out the white in there, we can add a little vignette just to focus our attention directly on him. I'm going to bring the clarity down a little bit. Dehaze is one that I do like when doing black and white, because it just adds so much to the photo. Like if we go back, it's just a bit flat, and then down there, it's just a lot nicer to look at. Going the other way, obviously, it could brighten your photo up, and that way darkens it and brings out the black, contrasting with the white. Textured, I mean, yeah, I don't think it needs to be used much, the texture on that one. But that's basically it for that picture. You can mess about with contrast if you want. Maybe add a little masking on the subject just to brighten him up and make him stand out a bit more. There we go. So that is the second piece done. We can do another one if I just find one. So here's another picture I took in Manchester. This is just a mural. It's already quite nicely done. Oh, there we go. I've already messed around with this one before. So if I just reset that to what it was, to be honest, that does look quite nice as it is, but if we click on the contrast all the way up, bring the exposure down a little bit, that just makes that pop. As you can see, it focuses our attention because there's nothing else to look at. And if we just have a look, there is a bit of something there, not that noticeable, can't speak, not that noticeable though, so clarity, maybe we can bring that down a little bit and the dehaze up, just to give it that look, and then bring the vignette down, just so that clears off anything else that's in the picture, even though it's not done anything to the picture itself. Now we could bring the exposure up a little bit actually, because it's a bit dark on there. There we go. And then if we want to stick that into black and white, we have a completed piece. So if anyone's got any questions about Adobe Lightroom, stick them in the comments. Also, what other videos do you want to see software wise,